Dougie, do we expect a deal to be done, or will it be yet another Brexit Groundhog Day?
You would put your money on being a Brexit Groundhog Day. It is very hard to see how he can square this circle of problems that Brexit has brought about with the protocol. The protocol was made in a hurry, it was rushed through the House of Commons, it was put into place, and it really left Northern Ireland trapped inside the EU, answerable to the European Courts of Justice, and it was sold as a deal that would give Northern Ireland the best of both worlds, where we actually know now that it was there to protect the integrity of the single market and those that are involved in it, i.e. the Republic of Ireland. It was never going to give Northern Ireland an edge on that. And of course, in doing so, it hit on constitutional problems inside Northern Ireland. It broke Article 6, the Acts of the Union, for instance, which made sure that there was free trade between Northern Ireland and Great Britain, its biggest market, 70% of it. And of course, unionists here then were absolutely appalled that they were being brought out of the union without any consent. And of course, the Good Friday Agreement, that was the agreement that was sold as the final solution in Northern Ireland at the end of the Troubles, that it was above all other agreements. Then you have the protocol, and now you have the agreement of the protocol. So it's really to stop borders being put on Ireland. It's put a border in the Irish Sea. It means that goods coming in and out of Northern Ireland are under EU checks, laws and taxations, it has to be said. So therefore, Northern Ireland is part of the EU with no political representation, no MEPs. So the only people in Northern Ireland that have political representation over their laws are those from Dublin that have MEPs in Brussels. So unless the deal takes away the ECJ, takes away that border in the Irish Sea, and only has a border for goods travelling through Northern Ireland and onward to the Republic of Ireland, which could mean some sort of checks on Ireland, which Sinn Féin, etc., will be very much against. And you've got to remember that would also give Northern Ireland that advantage, and those nationalists in the government here that also are the biggest party in the Republic of Ireland wouldn't want that to happen. So he has to pull out so many stops here to make this work. Somebody is going to lose in this, and the very fact that unionists have not been involved at all in these talks, they haven't seen sight of this deal, and the fact that he's going to brief EU ambassadors afterwards would very much suggest that this deal was done. 13th of January, Keir Starmer visited here, and he threw that line, if you need political cover, I will give it to you. That's back to the days of Heath, when as a Tory he had to bring in Labour to give him cover to bring us into the EU. So I don't believe the deal will be done here today, and if it is done, if there is a deal here, it all comes down to credibility. The unionists were sold, as they see it, a pop so many times. They were told that the deal would be done. If it wasn't, Article 16 would be imposed, and so forth and so on. And we've had 2 years of an absolute political mess here in Northern Ireland until the unionists walked away from government and said, we can't rule in this anymore. So they've got to get that back, which means going back to the Good Friday Agreement. And it means going back to those constitutional issues more than anything. And
OK, Dougie, so I'm sensing from everything you're saying, it is the Groundhog Day option. Listen, mate, this might sound like heresy, but in 2017 there was 1 billion reasons why the DUP gave confidence and supply to the Tories. Could a cash bribe work?
Well, that has been rumoured that there may be money involved here, but I don't think so. I think the people of Northern Ireland very much fought hard for the Good Friday Agreement, and I think they want their own consent. I think they want their say. I would very much say that anybody that went back into politics here without a good deal being done that would stop up and down of governments all the time would be in trouble.